Shopify versus Amazon. This is one of the biggest battles right now in the e-commerce world. In this video, I'll try to make it very clear on what are the pros and cons for every channel. Make sure that you watch this entire video because this is going to be the most important decision that you'll need to make in order to sell successfully online. Let's start. What's up guys, this is Tomer from sourcingmonster.com and welcome to another video. And if it's your first time here and you want to learn more on how you can create your own brand selling private label products on Amazon and creating a scalable income from anywhere in the world, start now by subscribing to the channel and click the bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Okay, so what's the difference between Amazon and Shopify really? So Amazon is ready to use. You just have to create the listings and you don't have to really create new website from scratch. On Shopify, you'll have to choose a design, customize it and bring your own traffic. This is the main thing. So to make it a little more simple. So Amazon is more a complete solution if you just want to start selling and it's easier to set up. And Shopify, it's more a complicated solution, more for people that already know what they are doing, and it's like more for advanced users. But it's not really necessary to start with Amazon or Shopify. It really comes down to your experience, and it's something that is very individual. In this video we will cover what are the pros and cons for Amazon and Shopify, so hopefully by the end of the video you can understand all the pros and cons for each channel and you can decide on which channel you want to focus on. Okay, that's something that is super important. All right, so let's start with Amazon. My favorite, I'm selling also on Shopify, but right now I'm focusing on Amazon. This is where I bring the 95% of my sales, and we'll start with the pros and then we'll cover the cons. Okay, so the most important pro is the traffic. You have, I think if I'm not wrong, and I saw this in Alexa, it's a website where you track like the top visited websites, and the traffic for Amazon is around 200 million visitors a month. Okay, so imagine how many customers you can have in front of your products for free. It's not for free, kind of for free, because they are taking care of this. Yeah, you have to pay fees, but they are bringing all this massive traffic, which is huge. Okay. Inventory storage included. So if you decide to use the FBA model, which is fulfilled by Amazon, all the inventory is stored by Amazon. Yes, you're paying for this, but you're paying like it's way worth the fees that you're paying for that. Amazon is really interested in having you using their FBA model so they can bring to their customers better user experience. So for the storage fees, they will charge you sometimes those fees at a loss, because they want you to bring more inventory to their warehouse so they can deliver it quicker to their customers. So inventory is something huge. You don't have to deal with space in your home, your office, at your own warehouse, and more than money, it's the headache knowing that you're responsible for all this stock. You have to really move it, maintain it, package it, fulfill it. This is something that is very, very important for me when I decided on which channel to sell on. That was a big part on my decision. Packing and shipping is included. So very similar point. But when there is an order that is coming, they are really fulfilling it for you. They are packing it, they are taping it, they are taking care of the carrier, whether it's their own shipment or fulfillment, like they have their own. If you see now these days, most of the packages are being delivered by Amazon drivers and not really by UPS or FedEx or USPS. This is a big shift that they did, and they invested a lot of money on this, but this is their responsibility. For us as sellers, it doesn't really matter whether it's USPS, FedEx, who is really fulfilling the order. It doesn't really important, but they are taking care of this, and including the shipment. Another point, multi-channel fulfillment. So I sell on Etsy, I sell on eBay, my own products that I already have established on Amazon. And I don't really have to hold inventory in my space at my place because I'm using the inventory that I already got on Amazon to fulfill those orders. I have a video that I explain how to create those fulfillment orders using Deliver or Amazon for the sake of this video, you can use your Amazon inventory to fulfill eBay orders, Etsy orders. This is a great benefit because you can expand to really unlimited marketplaces. You can sell on Etsy, eBay, Wish, Walmart. Walmart doesn't really allow multi-fulfillment, but you can expand to many channels. Instant access to global audience. So with Amazon, it's not just the users and the traffic that they get from like the Amazon.com. You also have Amazon UK, which is big, Amazon Germany, Japan. The list is really expanding every year. You see more places, more countries that they are adding their FBA services, and this is a huge advantage because for you to copy and add listings to a different marketplace, like for me, I have my own products on Amazon.com. Now I'm expanding to Europe. I'm starting to sell in UK. So to start doing this, it's kind of very easy. You just create you don't even have to create the listing. You just immigrate the listing, ship inventory, and it's pretty easy. Yes, you will have to set up the VAT, and this is a process that a little takes time. But anyway, you need to do it with Shopify or any other platform that you're planning to sell goods in Europe. Okay? Ready-made brand reputation. So as far as the reputation, you don't really have to build, like if you decide to do it on Shopify, you have to come and create your own reputation. You have to create this trust with customers. When people and customers buying on Amazon, they already trust the brand, they trust Amazon. They know that they are backed up by Amazon. They know that in case they will have any problem, any issue, they have someone to really talk with. They trust the customer service that Amazon provide. They trust the 2-day delivery promise. They really trust this brand. And this trust leads to higher conversions. And for you, you don't really have to deal with creating this reputation, creating all of those reviews and other third-party assets that you will need to create if you decide to sell on Amazon. On Shopify. Set up and start selling immediately. The setup is very instant. You create an account. Once you get approved, you can have your own listing, ship inventory, or sell it directly like as a FBA. It's very easy, very instant. Reach motivated buyers easily. So, why motivated? Because people that go to Amazon, they're very impulsive buyers, that's one. Second, they're ready to buy. They have their intent. Normally with Shopify, you have to create this intent because you have to really bring traffic that is already warm and hot, ready to buy. On Amazon, the story is different. The people that are coming to Amazon, they come with one intent, to buy whatever they're looking for and whatever they're searching for. So if you're selling, I don't know, like hairbrush, and someone is writing hairbrush, and if he came across your listing, he's ready to buy. That's what he came for, to buy hairbrush. So this is something that is huge comparing other channels where the audience and the traffic that you bring is way colder than the audience that you already have on Amazon. And this is really based on me testing this. The conversion rates are way higher on Amazon than on any other platform, and it's guaranteed. You can check myself like the Google statistically. Easy refunds and return service. So when you have refund, when you have to deal with with returns, everything is done on your behalf with Amazon. It's a very easy process. It's something that that is, you don't really have to think about it. It's just built in. And if you have your Shopify store, you have to really deal with a customer and do it. Sales reports data. So you have all the data in the world about the conversion rate, the number of sessions, the number of people ordered specific listing, visits to the listing. You have reports. They provide a very extensive data of reporting, which is something that you don't have on Shopify. Built-in customer service. This is, I think, this point, the traffic and the inventory and fulfillment is the most important thing when you decide to sell on Amazon. Why? Because these things could free you up from dealing with logistics, dealing with customers' returns, dealing with customer service, and you can focus on adding products. Believe me that if you have a store on Shopify that you will sell 6,000 orders every month, the customer service, the fulfillment, and the traffic that you need to take care of will really have at least 1 to 3 people full-time working on this. And by Amazon doing it for you, you just don't deal with it. You deal on the important things, adding new products and growth. That's what you have to really deal with. And that's for me huge, because I can focus again on the bottom line, on the things that matter, and I can grow my business way faster than if I would have a Shopify store. Easy to master. It's very easy to master Amazon because you don't have to deal with all these things that I just mentioned in the previous point. You can deal on learning skills that are only important, like to improve your listings, copywriting, images, and these are things that are relatively easy to master. It's not really a rocket science. You just have to come, have the discipline that you want to improve, have the time, and just learn it. Whether like on Shopify, it's not really easy to master. You will have to master how to get traffic. You will need to master how to use fulfillments. There will be a learning curve. You will need to really deal with customers. And all these things will take away a lot of time from you dealing with, again, the bottom line. Now, let's talk about the cons that Amazon is really bringing to the table. So, Amazon sells millions of products, so you are up against a tough competition. At times, you'll be directly competing with Amazon itself. Sometimes, some products, they're selling it themselves. I try to avoid getting into niches that Amazon is selling their own products, because they will sell it sometimes at a loss. But in general, because there's so much traffic, you have a ton of new sellers. If I'm not wrong, 3,000 new sellers every day sign up to Amazon as a seller, with the seller account. So the competition is crazy. But if you watch my product research video, and if you listen and watch my other video, you really will understand that my philosophy, my way of looking at things is really, I don't care about the competition, because I bring something new to the market, I bring value, and I bring unique proposition, as far as my products, like unique selling proposition that creates value and differentiate myself from the crowd, from the other sellers and competition. Few layout design options. So with Amazon, it's not your own website. You can't really control the design. You can't really control and improve the conversions, but it's a con, but at the same time, it's a pro. Why? Because believe me, Amazon, they make billions. This is a company that's worth billions. They are doing all this heavy lifting, testing for you. So the layout that is already there, it's probably the most converting layout. So I don't really look at it as a big con. Branding. It's very difficult to create a unique or strong brand image by selling on Amazon. And the reason is that because people are already buying, and they think that they buy from, when they come to Amazon, they buy the Amazon experience. They don't care about your brand, who you are. They just know that you're listed on Amazon. Your offer is great or better or more converting than the others. And they buy the product that is already there on Amazon. So therefore, it's very hard to create this brand image that you would create if you have your Shopify store. Fees payable to Amazon for every sale, 15 to 40%. So yes, the fees are high, but I think they're very reasonable due to the fact or to what you actually get. Difficult to budget for fees. So fees sometimes are tricky. Sometimes you don't know exactly how much you pay, and the control over this is a little confusing. But if you really on top of your numbers, it shouldn't be a big problem. Preparing for shipping is difficult. So to prepare for shipping, you have to put labels, you have to put some stickers, FBA stickers, and this is a time-consuming process. Hopefully, you won't really do it yourself. You will have your factory, whether it's in China or any other country that you are sourcing your products from, do this work for you. Returns could be too easy. Because Amazon really welcome returns, and they offer 30 days free returns, so the customer don't really have to pay for the return label. Returns are way too easy, and that means that you will get more returns than you would normally get if the return will cost money, or if it will be harder to do return like a Shopify store. Difficult to track inventory. So sometimes the inventory is being transferred between fulfillment centers. You have inventory that is on the way to Amazon. So it's not that easy to really track and be on top of your inventory. But again, if you have the right mindset, if you are very organized and you keep track of everything, this shouldn't be a big problem. Customer support is not a user friendly. So when you need help as a seller, it's kind of difficult to get good support. Most of the support that they bring is from India or from third-party countries, where the people there are not really trained enough to give you a great customer service or have enough access to data to provide it. So sometimes it's not the people that you're dealing with that are really bad. It's just that, they don't really have the tools or the access to data, and therefore the result is not really great customer service support for sellers. Undercutting tactics by competitors. So when you sell on Amazon and you're like the top or best seller for a specific item or niche, you will have other sellers that will try to hurt you. Something that on Shopify it's kind of hard. And when I say try to hurt you, they might put 1-star reviews, buy your product, put 1-star reviews on you, report on you, file false claims on you, and this is something that you have to take in mind. This exists, and you just have to deal with it. You must adhere to Amazon rules or risk suspension, so you really have to follow the TOS, and they have a lot of terms of conditions and guidelines that they put there, and if you don't, you really risk yourself getting suspended, and something that happened to people, and you have to take it in mind when you sell on Amazon. If it's your only source of income, you really have to make sure that you follow all guidelines and keep the terms of service. No access to customer list. So with Amazon, the customers are not yours. They are not your asset. Yeah, sometimes you pay PPC, you pay money to acquire those customers, those people that buy your items, but you don't really have access to them. That's Amazon assets, and you can't really build something that you can scale and launch new products, and you really have to think creatively how you create an audience or list of customers that are outside Amazon, because on Amazon they are not really your asset. So these are the pros and cons for Amazon. I hope that was clear. Now let's jump to Shopify, okay? So Shopify, what are the pros? The first one, free 14-day trial. So you can test it, you can see how it works without really paying anything. And this is great. You can play with it, see what are the features that you have there, see if it's easy for you or not. And this is a great feature. Easy to use. The Shopify interface is very user-friendly. You have a ton of videos and ton of education materials that you can watch and get better at this, and it's pretty easy to understand. Flexible design and customization. So you have a ton of templates that are already there for Shopify. You have paid templates, you have free templates. In my Shopify store, I'm using a free template, and also you have the ability to customize things and edit it. I'm myself a developer, so it's kind of easy for me, but if you are not, then you can hire someone that will do it for relatively cheap. An affordable way to build your online store. So before, if you used an open source platform like Magento or OS Commerce or anything that was out there, it would take a lot of money to set up a store like that. You would need to buy a server, like a hosting, you would need to connect it to the source, had to edit everything, and this is a process that really was complicated. With Shopify, you can set up a store in the affordable prices. The price normally would be like $30, and just the hosting itself for a website like that would cost you around that price, and it's very easy to set up. You can set up a store in a couple of minutes, and the store belongs to you. This is your asset. Amazon cannot suspend you. You have your own thing, and this is a big part or control factor that you need to consider. Access to powerful e-commerce tools and apps. So Shopify have their own marketplace, and this marketplace is very similar to like Google Store or the App Store, where you can add to your phone like apps. The same with Shopify. You can add apps that are creating like different functionalities that are not built in, and because you have this free marketplace, you have many developers and app providers that constantly adding new features, and this is great because sometimes you don't really want to create something and customize it from scratch. It will be already available on the Shopify marketplace. Simple to create your unique brand identity. So with Amazon, when people buy again some items, they search for an item, and they feel that they buy it from Amazon. They don't really care what is your brand name. They're looking about the features and they know that they bought it from Amazon, and for them it's enough. When you sell on Shopify, you really have to create this whole experience, and while you create this whole experience to the customers, this experience stays there. So they really recognize your brand because they didn't buy it from Amazon, they bought it from your website, so they know they bought it from your brand. So this is something that is very important to for the long term. When you launch new products, they know your brand, they're already kind of knowing who you are. So this is another point that I wrote, which is kind of the similar. When I did the research for the video, I probably put it twice. So unique brand identity, because you create your own e-commerce website, you also create a strong and unique brand to go with your business, which is like the same point as I explained previously. Quality seller support. So when you need support from Shopify, they usually have like a US based representative that are well trained and have access to all the data and tools that they need. And from my experience, whenever I needed something, even if it was like kind of coding thing, that they really help you right away over their chat feature or over the phone. And very, very important point, access to the customer list. When you get a customer, you have all his data, you have his address, you have his email, you have everything what he bought, and you can use this information to really upsell, cross-sell, launch new products to those people, something that you can't really do on Amazon. High level of security. If you compare this to other open sources or other platforms out there, to e-commerce platforms, this is very high level of security. You don't really have to care about patches. So for example, Magento, it's an open source solution to create an e-commerce website, but this is open source. You have the code, and every couple of weeks or months you have a glitch or patch that you have to install, and really you don't have to worry about it with Shopify because it's kind of a closed environment. So if they detect an issue, they will patch it themselves without even you need to do anything. Okay, cons, monthly fees and app store. So you have the monthly fees, which are $30 no matter what, and then you have the app store. For every app that I mentioned before in the app marketplace, you will have to pay like a monthly fee. So you have apps that will require you to pay $10 a month, 15, 20. It really adds up, and it's something to take in mind. Adding customizations is difficult and costly. So with customizations, for me, it was cheap and fast because I'm a developer. So whenever I needed something, or I still need, sometimes I will do it myself if it's not really complicated. If it's complicated, I will outsource it. Sometimes it could be very costly. App required for many features. So their built-in abilities and features are not really that extensive. So many times you will need to really use apps for that. No professional reporting with the basic package. So if you purchase the basic package, which is most likely what you'll do if you're going to start selling on Shopify, the reporting there is very, very basic. You don't really have a lot of data and options to see what sells, what brought you the traffic, and all of that. Selling is only allowed from certain countries. So the list of countries that are allowed to be sold from is way smaller than Amazon. Something that you need to take in mind if you're selling outside the US, or like just make sure that you check this before you even decide. No reputation and lower conversion rate. So this is a big factor. Your conversions will be lower because with Amazon, again, you have the whole Amazon backing you up. You have all Amazon behind you. And here, who knows you? You have to really bring traffic to your website that people don't really recognize your brand. Unless you're a well-established brand and you open a Shopify store, and that's a different case. But here, you should expect like way lower conversion rates, and that's something that for me was a big factor. Another point, you have to deal with the customer service. So if people have questions, if people want to return, if people have questions about how long it will take to ship your order, all of this take time to really deal with the customers. They will contact you, and not a third-party company like Amazon that will really take care of everything on your behalf. You have to fulfill the orders unless you're doing drop shipping, which for the long term is not really ideal if you use China for that. And why is not ideal? So if you use drop shipping and you use China to fulfill your orders, normally it takes them really long time to really deliver the order. And that creates a very, very bad user and customer service experience. So on the long run, people that ordered something and they got it after 50 days, I don't think that they will be really encouraged to buy from your store again, you know. But if you really fulfill the orders yourself, the con here is that you have to prepare and package, and these take a lot of time. Take long time to master. So with Amazon, like I explained, because they are doing all this work for you, you don't really have to deal with customer service, bringing all the traffic, and all of these things take a lot of time to master. To know how to bring effective or the right audience, the right traffic to your website could take you a lot of time to master. You know, to create fulfillment processes in place takes long time to master. So as far as really becoming a master in Shopify, comparing to Amazon will take you way longer than it would be on Amazon. It will help if you, it would help if I could offer my clients more than 14-day trial. Yeah. Even though the App Store has awesome tools, it can slow down your website if you add too many. Be mindful of each tool you add and make sure it's necessary so you do not ruin the user experience of your site. So with apps, from my experience, if you add too many apps, it could really slow down your website. So be careful with the apps that you add. Only add apps that you know for sure that will not really slow down your website or that really necessary and crucial to your success selling on Shopify. So that's pretty much everything. I hope it was clear to you on what and which option is better for beginners and also for advanced users. So Shopify versus Amazon FBA, which one is better for beginner? The answer is what works for you. There is no right answer here. So based on all these details, every single person will have things will appeal to him more than others. Some people have more talent or more desire to fulfill the orders themselves. They already know how to bring quality traffic. They have some of the qualities or skills that needed to succeed in Shopify, and for them it will make more sense. And the same thing as Amazon. But if you ask me, as a person that have skills in bringing traffic, skills in Shopify, and I'm based in the US so I can fulfill the orders, I would go 100% to Amazon first these days. Why? Because the fact that they have so much traffic. Traffic is huge there. It's free. Traffic today costs a lot of money to bring with external traffic like sources like Facebook or Google Ads. And on Amazon, this traffic is available to you there. Add to the fact that you don't have to fulfill the orders and they are dealing with customer service for you, so you can focus on the right things. So that's my perspective, my philosophy on how I look at things if I would need to choose Shopify against Amazon. Now, Shopify and Amazon, can I use both? So yeah. So that's what I do, but only after you have the product line, I would suggest going after Shopify. So if you decided to go on Amazon and you're wondering why can't do both, you can. So please, or what I suggest is that you first master Amazon. You get at least 5-10 products in your product line, and then you just create your own Shopify store and you add those products to that Shopify store. How to integrate Shopify with Amazon FBA? So what I do, I use ShipStation to fulfill orders coming from a Shopify store using my Amazon inventory. So when you actually create, you have a solution, an automated solution. It's called ShipStation. So when you get an order on Shopify, you can fulfill it using your Amazon inventory. So you don't really have to fulfill it yourself. This is a big plus. So yes, you can use the ShipStation. It's a very quick solution, which I use these days, and I really like this tool. And that's it for the video. I really hope that you got value and clarity, and if you're really not sure which channel to start with, I hope this video clarify again all the points on what are the pros and cons, so you can really decide based on the data, based on you knowing all this information. Hope you like this video. Please like the video if you got some value from it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to watch more videos like that, and I'll see you in the next video.